Here are 30 most commonly asked interview questions in automation architect interviews, along with detailed answers. 1. What is the role of an automation architect in a project? Answer: the role of an automation architect is to design and implement automated testing solutions that enhance software quality and accelerate the delivery process. This includes identifying the right tools and technologies for automation, creating automation frameworks, establishing best practices, and mentoring team members. The architect collaborates closely with developers, QA teams, and stakeholders to ensure that automation aligns with project goals and requirements. 2. Can you explain the differences between functional and non-functional testing? Answer: functional testing verifies that the software performs according to specified requirements, focusing on user interactions, inputs, and outputs. Non-functional testing, on the other hand, assesses the performance, usability, reliability, and security of the application, while functional tests ensure that features work as intended. Non-functional tests ensure that the application meets quality attributes such as speed and scalability. 3. What are some best practices for designing an automation framework? Answer: best practices for designing an automation framework include: A. Modularity. Break tests into reusable components for easier maintenance. B. Scalability. Design the framework to support scaling with the application's growth. C. Maintainability. Implement clear naming conventions and documentation for future reference. D. Integration. Ensure the framework can easily integrate with CI or CD tools for continuous testing. E. Reporting. Provide detailed logging and reporting features for better insights into test results. 4. What factors do you consider when selecting automation tools? Answer: factors to consider include: A. Project requirements. Understanding specific needs like web, mobile, or API testing. B. Team skill set. Choosing tools that align with the team's expertise. C. Integration capabilities. Ensuring compatibility with existing tools in the workflow. D. Cost. Analyzing budget constraints versus tool capabilities. E. Community support. Evaluating the tool's support, documentation, and user community for troubleshooting and learning. 5. How do you determine which test cases to automate? Answer: to determine which test cases to automate, consider the following criteria. A. Repetitiveness. Test cases that are executed frequently are ideal for automation. B. Stability. Automate tests for stable features. Avoid automating those frequently changing. C. Complexity. Tests that are complex and time-consuming to execute manually can benefit from automation. D. Critical functionality. Key business functionalities that require consistent verification should be automated. 6. Can you describe your experience with CI or CD and how automation fits into it? Answer: my experience with CI or CD involves integrating automated testing into the software development lifecycle. Automation fits into CI or CD by running tests automatically with each code change to ensure immediate feedback on the quality of the code. This helps identify defects early, reduces manual testing time, and promotes a faster delivery pipeline. Tools like Jenkins or GitLab CI are commonly used to orchestrate this automation. 7. What are some common challenges faced in test automation, and how do you overcome them? Answer: common challenges include: A. Flaky tests. Implement strategies to stabilize tests, such as waiting for elements to load properly. B. High maintenance. Design tests that are robust and modular to reduce maintenance. C. Limited tool support. Choose versatile tools that offer broad support or customize solutions when necessary. D. Integration issues. Establish strong communication between development and QA teams to streamline integration. 8. Explain the concept of a page object model POM in test automation. Answer: the page object model is a design pattern that creates an object repository for web UI elements. Each page in the application has a corresponding class that encapsulates the functionalities of that page. This approach promotes code reuse, improves test readability, and simplifies maintenance by separating the test logic from the UI elements, making updates easier if the UI changes. 9. What are some strategies for handling dynamic elements in automation? Answer: strategies for handling dynamic elements include: A. Using XPath or CSS selectors. Develop robust selectors that can uniquely identify elements despite changes. B. Wait mechanisms. Implement explicit waits to allow elements to load before interacting. C. Element attributes. Use stable attributes like IDs or create custom attributes to uniquely identify elements. 10. How do you ensure the quality of automated tests? Answer: ensuring quality involves: A. Review process, conducting peer reviews of test scripts for logic and coverage. B. Test coverage, analyzing test coverage reports to ensure all critical areas are tested. C. Regular maintenance, scheduling periodic reviews and updates of automated tests to adapt to changes in the application. D. Metrics, collecting and analyzing metrics related to test execution results to identify areas of improvement. 11. Can you discuss how you would approach testing a microservices architecture? Answer: testing a microservices architecture requires: A. API testing. Implement automated tests for each service's API using tools like POSTMAN or Restasher. B. Contract testing. Use contract testing to ensure that services interact correctly with one another. C. Integration testing. Test the interactions between services to ensure they work together as expected. D. Performance testing. Conduct performance testing on individual services and the overall system to identify bottlenecks. 12. What is the difference between black box testing and white box testing? Answer: black box testing focuses on the input-output behavior of the application without any knowledge of its internal workings. It tests functionality from the user's perspective. White box testing, in contrast, requires knowledge of the internal code and logic, allowing testers to verify the flow of inputs through the code, ensuring the internal operations are functioning correctly. 13. How do you approach performance testing in your automation strategy? Answer: I approach performance testing by: A. Defining metrics, establishing key performance indicators such as response time, throughput, and resource utilization. B. Tool selection, using tools like JMeter or LoadRunner to simulate user loads and monitor system behavior. C. Test environment, setting up a testing environment that mirrors production as closely as possible to gather accurate data. D. Continuous monitoring, integrating performance tests into the CI or CD pipeline to catch performance regressions early. 14. How do you handle version control for your automation scripts? Answer: I handle version control for automation scripts using Git. This involves: A. Creating repositories, storing all test scripts in a Git repository for version management. B. Branching strategy, implementing a branching strategy to isolate changes and features, allowing collaborative development without conflicts. C. Pull requests, using pull requests for code reviews to maintain code quality and consistency across the team. 15. What are some key metrics you track for automation success? Answer: key metrics include: A. Test execution rate, number of tests executed in a given time frame. B. Pass or fail rates, proportion of tests that pass versus those that fail to gauge stability. C. Automation coverage, percentage of test cases automated compared to the total number of test cases. D. Defect density, number of defects found in production compared to those identified during testing. 16. How do you manage the balance between automated and manual testing? Answer. Balancing automated and manual testing involves A. Assessing test cases, automating repetitive and high-impact test cases while keeping exploratory testing manual. B. Continuous review, regularly reviewing the automation suite to identify new candidates for automation as the project evolves. C. Team collaboration, encouraging collaboration between automation and manual testers to ensure coverage of both scripted and exploratory testing. 17. Can you explain the term test-driven development, TDD, and its significance? Answer. Test-driven development, TDD, is a software development approach where tests are written before the actual code. Developers create a test for a new feature, run the test which fails initially, then write the minimum code necessary to pass the test. This process promotes better design, encourages simpler code, and ensures that tests are directly tied to requirements, improving overall code quality and reducing defects. 18. What tools have you used for test automation, and how did you select them? Answer. I have used tools like Selenium, Appium, and TestNG for web and mobile automation. The selection process involved A. Evaluating features, assessing tool features against project needs, such as support for different browsers and platforms. B. Community support, considering the availability of documentation and community help. C. Cost versus benefit, balancing the cost of tools with their capabilities and the potential ROI through increased efficiency. 19. How do you ensure that your automation suite is maintainable over time? Answer. Ensuring maintainability involves A. Code reviews, conducting regular code reviews to ensure adherence to best practices. B. Clear documentation, maintaining comprehensive documentation of the automation framework, tools, and test cases. C. Refactoring, regularly refactoring test code to improve clarity and reduce technical debt. D. Version control practices, implementing strict version control practices to manage changes effectively. 20. What are the key elements of a good test automation strategy? Answer. Good test automation strategy should include A. Clear objectives, defining what to achieve with automation. B. Tool selection, choosing the right tools based on project requirements and team skills. C. Test prioritization, prioritizing tests based on risk and impact. D. Continuous feedback, integrating feedback loops to continuously improve the automation process. 21. Describe your experience with API testing and its importance in automation. Answer. My experience with API testing includes using tools like POSTMAN and SoapUI to validate the functionality, reliability, and security of APIs. API testing is crucial in automation because A. Early detection. It allows for early detection of defects before the front end is developed. B. Integration testing validates the interactions between different services in an architecture. C. Performance assesses how the API handles various loads, ensuring it can handle user demands. 22. How do you approach the challenge of testing across multiple platforms and devices? Answer. Approach this challenge by A. Cross-browser testing tools, utilizing tools like BrowserStack or Sauce Labs to test on various browsers and devices. B. Responsive design tests, implementing tests to ensure UI elements render correctly on different screen sizes. C. Device farm, leveraging a device farm to automate testing on physical devices, ensuring comprehensive coverage across platforms. 23. What is your experience with load testing, and how do you implement it? Answer. My experience with load testing includes using tools like JMeter to simulate a heavy user load on applications. Implementation involves A. Defining scenarios, creating realistic load scenarios based on expected user behavior. B. Analyzing results, monitoring performance metrics during tests, such as response time and resource usage. C. Identifying bottlenecks, using results to identify bottlenecks and areas for optimization before production deployment. 24. Explain the significance of logging and reporting in automation testing. Answer. Logging and reporting are crucial for A. Debugging. Providing detailed logs helps identify issues quickly when tests fail. B. Transparency. Reports communicate test results to stakeholders, ensuring everyone is informed about the testing status. C. Historical data. Keeping track of past test results helps in identifying trends and measuring improvement over time. 25. How do you handle data-driven testing in your automation framework? Answer. I handle data-driven testing by A. External data sources, using external data sources such as CSV files or databases to provide input data for tests. B. Parameterization, implementing parameterization in the test scripts to run the same tests with different sets of data. C. Reporting results, ensuring that the results from data-driven tests are logged accurately to analyze performance across various data inputs. 26. What are some methods you use to keep your automation skills up to date? Answer. To keep my automation skills current, I A. Attend workshops and conferences, participating in industry events to learn about new tools and practices. B. Online courses, enrolling in online courses or certification programs to gain deeper knowledge. C. Community engagement, engaging with the automation testing community through forums, blogs, and webinars to exchange knowledge and stay informed about trends. 27. Describe a situation where you had to troubleshoot a failing automation script. Answer. In one instance, a critical test script began failing consistently. I approached the issue by A. Reviewing logs, examining the logs for any errors and identifying that a UI element had changed. B. Updating selectors. I updated the element selectors to match the new attributes and added explicit weights to handle loading times. C. Running tests. After making the adjustments, I ran the tests to confirm that they passed, documenting the changes for future reference. 28. How do you implement security testing in your automation framework? Answer. I implement security testing by A. Incorporating tools, using security testing tools like OWASP, ZAP, or Burp Suite within the automation framework. B. Static and dynamic analysis, conducting both static analysis like code reviews and dynamic analysis like running tests on the application to identify vulnerabilities. C. Testing APIs, ensuring that APIs are tested for common vulnerabilities such as SQL injection and XSS through automated tests. 29. What is your experience with mobile automation testing, and what tools do you prefer? Answer. My experience with mobile automation testing includes using tools like Appium and Espresso. I prefer Appium for cross-platform testing because it allows writing tests in various programming languages and supports multiple mobile platforms. The key aspects I focus on are A. Device compatibility, testing across a range of devices and OS versions to ensure compatibility. B. UI testing, automating UI tests to verify that the app functions and looks good on different screen sizes. 30. Can you explain the importance of mentorship in an automation architect's role? Answer. Mentorship is vital in an automation architect's role for several reasons. A. Knowledge transfer. It facilitates the sharing of knowledge and best practices with junior team members, helping them grow in their roles. B. Building team capability. By mentoring, I enhance the team's overall automation capabilities, leading to better project outcomes. C. Promoting best practices. Mentorship helps reinforce best practices in automation design. Coding standards and testing strategies, ensuring the team maintains high-quality standards. These questions and answers cover a wide range of topics relevant to an automation architect's role, showcasing both technical skills and strategic thinking. For more exciting tips, tricks, and more importantly, for valuable insights of interviews, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. It has a lot of valuable information about various insights of interviews. It has a wide range of real-world portfolio projects of various technologies for interviews, and it has wide range of most asked interview questions and answers of various technologies like data science, SAP, AWS, DevOps, and full-stack web development, and more. That will be useful during interviews. It has a wide range of most asked interview questions and answers and real-world portfolio projects of various technologies for freshers, for 2 to 3 years, experienced candidates, and for 5 or above years, experienced candidates to test their skills by knowing most asked interview questions and make themselves ready for interviews.